Well, things are heating up between Ripple, XRP, and the SEC. And the recent news about potential Coinbase insider trading has Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, all fired up. And we're going to jump into it in this one. So go ahead and hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let's not waste any more time and let's dive right in. I've got two articles to share with you, a lot of great info here. And again, this impacts all of us as crypto investors. So Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse takes aim at the SEC's approach. He says regulatory clarity comes from being out in the open, not in the dark, Garlinghouse reported. Unfortunately, the SEC seems more than content to operate in the latter. This is some powerful words by Commissioner Pham. Regulatory clarity comes from being out in the open, not in the dark. So Garlinghouse really liked this statement and added, unfortunately, SEC seems more than content to operate in the latter. Now, a recent statement released by CFTC Commissioner Caroline Pham slammed the case that is SEC versus Wahi now, that is the Coinbase Insider Trader, as a striking example of regulation by enforcement. The statement further reads, the SEC complaint alleges that dozens of digital assets, including those that could be described as utility tokens and or certain tokens relating to DAOs, are securities. It continues the SEC's allegation could have broad implications beyond this single case, underscoring how critical and urgent it is that regulators work together. Now, before we move on, let me just be very clear. Nothing is set in stone yet, okay? Do not panic. Do not freak out. I am simply reporting to you what we have. These are ongoing conversations the SEC is involved in. Other governing bodies are as well. We have to stay up to speed with all of this to understand what is going to happen to the cryptocurrency market and how they're going to regulate it. Now, Ripple, of course, is currently battling the SEC in a lawsuit from the SEC over an illegal, quote unquote, illegal securities offering through XRP sales. Now, what came down yesterday, the SEC versus Wahi, basically the SEC announced it was classifying 9 digital tokens the men traded as securities, which are AMP, RLY, Rally, DDX, XYO, RGT, LCX, POWR, DFX, and KROM. Now, Coinbase mentioned in a blog post that 7 of the 9 assets included in the SEC's charges were listed on its platform. So none could be referred to as securities. They're just coming in here and ruling with an iron fist and really not looking at this on a case-by-case basis. Just because these people are bad actors, does it really mean these cryptocurrencies are securities? It also highlights the fact that the SEC is not yet keen on the cryptocurrency markets. It states, this is the Coinbase blog post, quote, we agree with Commissioner Pham and respectfully 100% disagree with the SEC's decision to file these securities fraud charges and the substance of the charges themselves. The SEC's charges put a spotlight on an important problem, and that is that the United States doesn't have a clear or workable regulatory framework yet, and it doesn't seem like it's very close to getting done for digital asset securities. And what's labeled a security? How do we do that? And what's a commodity? It's not very close, and we have a lot of work to still do. Now, let me take you over this other article here, because Ripple is obviously heating up with the SEC, and they are extremely upset. Ripple slams the SEC again for its constant delay tactics as it begs the court to quickly resolve the issues surrounding the Hinman documents. Now, per Ripple, it had requested that the SEC provide Hinman's documents since January 2021. Think about that. However, the agency refused Ripple's request, forcing the blockchain company to file a motion to compel the SEC to surrender the documents in August 2021. Now, Brad Garlinghouse, coming back into the fold here, Ripple CEO, recently said that the blockchain company is going to spend nearly $100 million in legal fees by the end of the lawsuit. He also mentioned that usually the SEC bullies smaller crypto companies into a settlement because they just can't afford the fight. Well, Ripple Labs, XRP, they can, and that's why they're still fighting. And mind you, This fight is huge for all of us as crypto investors. As Ripple is not bowing down to the SEC's pressure and tactics, it will follow up the case until a final decision is made by the courts. If the SEC wins the lawsuit against Ripple, the agency will not stop its clampdown on cryptocurrency projects. And interestingly, a win for Ripple could prompt policymakers to actually force the SEC to provide clear regulation for our industry. So this is big. It is going to dictate a lot of what happens in the coming months and most likely coming years when it comes to crypto regulation. Now, all of this, Biden is expected to talk to G20 leaders and maybe come up with something in October. I just don't see it happening that quickly. There is too much going on right now. And from the outside looking in, I don't see a lot set in stone. I see a lot of big question marks still when it comes to how the SEC views all these crypto assets and how other governing bodies do as well. So for now, the United States is falling behind, but we'll see if they can quickly get things in place and move this industry forward. In my opinion, this is an industry similar to what the internet did 20 plus years ago. It is that revolutionary when we're talking about blockchain technology and crypto assets. So we've got to find a way to figure this out. Let me know what you think down below in the description. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Really helps us out. As always, it's totally free to do. This has not been financial advice, entertainment purposes only. As always, hopefully you like the angle here and you like the information provided. Thanks so much for popping in. Appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next video.